Coming up in this episode, I bring you a preview to the Super League Round 1 Day 2 games. Doncaster star is in Papua New Guinea despite being in contract. And Gus sticks his oar in ahead of World Club Challenge. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you're seeing and if you want to continue seeing more. And also, if you can, and if you so want to, please don't forget about donating to my Buy Me a Coffee page. That way you help support this starving artist and everything that I do for Rugby League. Anyway, what have we got for today's show? Well, we have got in our first story weird situation that's going around with Doncaster Rugby League Football Club and Papua New Guinea ace who plays for Doncaster, Boas. In local Papua New Guinea press, there has been an announcement that Boas and Ovo Huara Jr., who are both of Papua New Guinea descent, have signed full season contracts with the Digicel Cup franchise Sepik Pride for the 2023 season, with each player receiving 50,000 Kina bonuses each, the equivalent to £11,745. They have announced that club sponsor and EMK managing director Emmanuel Ganga yesterday the club would sign 4 more marquee players, which should give enough experience to boost the side ahead of their debut season in the competition. Kang said the Pride would take player welfare seriously as it aimed to set a benchmark for all clubs participating in the semi-professional Digicel Cup competition. From left to right, this photograph was taken in the last couple of days, was Pararu Jr. on the left, Kanga in the middle, and Boas on the left. Kanga went and stated, "We want to do things differently for our players. We want to make sure their welfare is taken care of, and also we have plans in place for life after rugby league for retiring players. We want to set the benchmark so that other franchises can see. I think it's the first of its kind in Papua New Guinea Rugby League that you see players assigned through contract basis. In PNG Rugby League, we don't have fallback plans for life after rugby league. Where will all these players go after they finish playing? For our club, we want to make sure some of these players can at least have something to fall back on. We will sign 4 more marquee players with good packages in the coming days." Wataru Parara Jr. is a 2017 Queensland Cup winner, and the hooker confirmed during the signings yesterday that he would not be a part of the SP Brewery sponsored SP Hunters for the season. He takes the decision which is in the best interest for his family, and he was proud to take on the journey as he's winding down his career. "I've followed the proper process at SP Hunters. I've written a letter to the management to release me," Guara said. "I've spoken about this move with the head coach Stanley Sepik, and they are aware of it. EMK has plans for life after rugby league, and that's something no other club in Papua New Guinea has done it. I've done it. If I'm not wrong. I'm going towards my retirement, so it's better to bring my experience to a new area." On the 25th of November, Stanley Sepik was confirmed as the new head coach of the club for the 2023 season. So Parara Jr. has been part of the training squad for the club since the 25th of November. He was also given the number 37 squad number. Well, it's a little bit more complicated with that, as we may see with Boas. But going back to the statement for the moment, Also an instrumental figure in the Hunters' run to the Premiership in 2017, Boas said he sought release from his current contract with English third-tier side Doncaster. He shared the same sentiment about player welfare and the decision to develop rugby league in Sepik. He said, "We call rugby league our national sport, but the game is yet to reach some parts of the country," Boas said. Sepik region just puts a team in the Digicel Cup, which is a huge for a game in the PNG. I play for the Cummels, Hunters, and in competitions overseas, but I feel that it's time to wind down. The problem is that Watson Boas is still contracted with Doncaster. And this news about him moving to the club in the Pride in PNG came as much as a shock to Doncaster, who start their League One season this weekend. Their star halfback is not in the country. And plus, there has not been a decision made on if his contract has been made void so that he can be released. This is confirmed via a strongly worded statement from Doncaster over the last 24 hours too. It's read, "The Dons are aware of the story regarding Watson Boas back in his native Papua New Guinea. Watson is contracted to Dons until the end of 2024, and we can confirm that we have not released him from the contract to sign with any other team. The club will not be making any further commenting any further on this issue until the matter is resolved." Watson Boas is definitely the main man at Doncaster, and it will be a complete devastating result of all their planning going down the toilet if Boas does not come back and honour his contract, or Doncaster have to release him. Don't know what's going on with it, and I don't know what Mr. Boas is saying. He's planning for after rugby league. He's 28 years old. He's probably still got another one, maybe two contracts on him. And they will be definitely worth more than £11,475. 50,000 Kina is a lot of money for the country, but it's not a lot for a rugby player, even at League One level. It's probably their marquee signing too. We'll have to see what comes of this, but at this moment in time, what the heck's going on? So it's Friday and it's day 2 of the Super League season, as we see 2 games in the Super League this evening. One being Wakefield Trinity versus Catalans Dragons, and the other, the live game between Leigh Leopards, who make their bow in Super League for the first time in 2 years, but under a different name, and Salford Red Devils, who got to the semi-finals of the playoffs last year. Both teams have named their provisional 21-man squads for the upcoming game, and we'll go through Leeds first. Leigh marked their immediate return to Super League by rebranding as the Leopards and hope for better times this time around after a poor showing on their last tilt at the top flight. They've been extremely active in the player recruitment market, bringing in a host of new faces, including Zach Hardacre and, tipped by everyone, Ricky Luatelli to be a top star. But a huge turnover may mean it may take some time for this team to gel. But looking at the squad, it is full of Super League talent. Whether it is Zach Hardacre, Tom Briscoe, Ricky Luatelli, Josh Charnley, there is still more from last year that played in Super League, like the likes of Robbie Mulhern from Warrington and Jack Hughes. And with that, it comes with some star quality from the NRL, with Lachlan Lamb from the Roosters, who played for Leigh last year, helping them get promoted, as well as John Asiata, who came last year as well, and is now the club captain. Gareth O'Brien and Oliver Holmes are both in the squad. Gareth O'Brien, a former Salford man, who goes into the team for Adrian Lamb. Ava Suimanu Fanua is in the Fangai even is in the squad after signing recently. So it's going to be interesting in how some of the last season's Leigh squad who were impressive might still miss out. One of those I must point out is Kai O'Donnell, who did really well last year from the games that I actually saw. This is followed up by the Salford team for the squad for tonight's game, as we see it's more evolution more than a revolution when it comes to the teams. Salford only have a limited budget to work with, but that didn't stop them last season as they produced some brilliant performances, made it within 18 minutes of the grand final. They were knocked out by eventual champion St Helens and will hope to go one better this year, with Paul Rowley able to add some quality to his squad to complement the likes of Steve Prescott's MBE Man of Steel, Brodie Croft and Tim Lifey. So with that, here is a squad. New signing Sam Stone plays against his former club. Is in the squad against his former club, and Oliver Partington will be looking to make an impression for Salford as he laces up his boots for the club. Adam Sidlow, who came across from Leigh as well, is also there. Ellis Longstaff, who is on loan from Warrington, is set to make his debut as well. But at this moment in time, from what I gather, this is all that Salford have available to them in terms of numbers due to injuries. So Salford are back down to the bare bones. Some may say they may like that. Others may say maybe it's one season too far. That is the second game of the evening, but half an hour earlier, the game between Catalans Dragons at Wakefield sees those two sides kick off at 7:30 in the first game of round 1, day 2. I know it's a lot to say, but both sides are looking to start the season with some good momentum. And these are the squads that both sides have named out, with Wakefield just avoiding relegation relatively comfortably last season, thanks to a superb run of form towards the back end of the campaign. Many critics believe this could be finally the year that they drop out of Super League. With an inexperienced head coach in Mark Applegarth, it is a huge task on his hands, with the club losing a couple of key players in the form of skipper Jacob Miller and Tom Johnson, while an injury to Liam Hood leaves them light in the hooking department for this contest. But saying that, you see Jowett, the returning George Tuafua, Corey Hall, Reece Lynn, Tom Lynham, Tom Gaskill, Mason Lino returning to the squad after he missed out to the friendly heavy defeat due to the new head coach Mark Applegarth looking to blood some youngsters coming back into the squad. But then there's all the experience like Eddie Batty, Jai Whitbread, Matty Ashurst, Kalepi Tanganoa, Jay Pitts, Liam Kay, and new signings, Renner Fatoni and Kevin Proctor coming into the squad. Young forward Sam Esse, who had a period with Featherstone Rovers last year, is also being brought into the new look Wakefield's 21-man squad. This will be whittled down on match day to 18 due to the new protocols for concussions. Catalans Dragons was another team that have gone more of an evolution rather than a revolution, despite having plenty of players moving out of the club. They will all go against their former player Sami Langi in this game, but they fell away at the end of the season last year with injuries catching up with them, and they failed to make it beyond the first week of the playoffs, which is something of a disappointment for the club. The Dragons have been active in the player market once again and added a handful of strong signings like Adam Kieran and Siosua Takiao arriving from the Roosters. Both are in the squad and will be looking to make up the difference, with Steve McNamara looking at French talent from their reserve teams and the San Esteves teams playing in elite competition in France. They'll be looking at Artem Morgs to be the X Factor again, but it looks like there's no Sam Tompkins during the game this time around. Mickey McAlorum, it looks like he's fit after having an indifferent Rugby League World Cup out with injuries, while Roman Nevere comes into the squad after returning to the club. Taiki Chan will be looking to emulate what his brother did for the club before he moved on to the Roosters himself, and he has just signed a new contract with the club, looking to make this his breakout season. Without Fuid Yaha, they'll be looking to replace his try-scoring template with Tom Johnston on the wing. But the new look Catalans squad, despite many of the same names being there. So we end the episode with the World Club Challenge information, as by the time my next episode comes out, this game would have been completed, as it's being shown live in the UK at 10 to 8 in the morning on Channel 4 and also on Sky Sports. We'll be able to see who gets the best figures out of the two sometime next week, but it's the first game of the season for Channel 4 to be shown before their regular season Super League content. Anyway, I digress. So we're coming into that game, and Saints got ready for the big day in Sydney with a warm-up game a week or two ago, facing the St George Illawarra Dragons, and put a good display for themselves as they started a fast, wilted in the latter part of the halves, then went again in the second. Granted, the Dragons were playing with some rookies, and the likes of Ben Hunt, the Australia international halfback, did not feature. But that still being said, Saints still impressed, giving Penrith a bit of a warning of what they can expect next week. The Saints led 16 points to 12 at the break, thanks to tries from Lewis Dodds, Jack Wellesby, Tommy Makinson, as Dodd and Wellesby both shone through the game. Wellesby in particular picking up interest from, reportedly, NRL clubs. In the second half, Joey Luckstick and also T. Ritson completed the 30 points to 18 victory, but it divided fans. Some believe the real warning to Penrith Panthers ahead of World Cup Challenge, that Saints are a threat, as others dismissed it as just a routine win over a rookie side. Never shy of a comment, controversial Australian pundit and Canterbury Bulldogs chief Phil Gould stirred the pot as he questioned if they actually named their strongest side for the friendly in tweets, basically saying, is this St Helens top side, or are they resting some? This was also his response when he was asked Panthers by how many, Gus? They should be able to declare by half time. That's a bold statement to say against the expense of Super League's four-time reigning champions, who have built a dynasty like nothing else seen in the world of modern rugby league. Gould's comments can be taken as a pinch of salt, as he made headlines in the World Cup when he said England can't beat Samoa before the World Cup opening game, only for England to defeat Samoa 60 points to 6 at New St James's Park. However, he was eventually proven right when Samoa beat England in the semi-finals at the Emirates Stadium at Arsenal. Despite that, I'm going to get up early and watch the game. It's going to be a fun ride for all involved, and I hope that it'll be a great spectacle for the rugby league world. Yes, Penrith Panthers can say that they're further down the line when it comes to pre-season training compared to where Saints are, but at this moment in time, it's champion versus champion, and it's pride on the line. Who gets those bragging rights in the world of rugby league? And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking on that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are on today's episode in the comment section below, as it's open for business, and as long as you stay safe, well, stay respectful. Anyone can comment anything about rugby league, about anything that's gone on during this episode as well. In the meantime, if you can, please consider donating to my Buy Me a Coffee page. We're trying to grow the sport of rugby league, and this is one of the ways that I think that we can all contribute to add to a fund and distribute it to a cause that we all like, the growth of rugby league. Anyway, no obligation to that, but thank you in the process. That's it for the episode. I will end the episode as I always do then by wishing you all the very best, so please stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.